Hello and welcome to Newsbreak at 7. The top focus this evening. If you want tomatoes, get ready to pay for them. You have to have been ready to pay for them if you've been eating them in the last few days. South or the north, tomato prices are skyrocketing. Yesterday in Kolar, one of the main centers for tomato procurement, a box of 15 kilograms of tomatoes was sold at 2,200 rupees. That's about 146 rupees a kilo. Pratibha Raman reports on the tomato trouble for the Indian household.
Lovely red tomatoes, but they will leave your daily budget in deep trouble. 140 rupees per kg in Bengaluru. Head 62 kilometers from the city to Kolar, which is an important center for tomato procurement in the country. And a crate with 15 kg of tomatoes was auctioned for a whopping 2,200 rupees yesterday.
ಇವಾಗ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ 2-3 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ನಾಸಿಕ್ ಟೊಮೆಟೊ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಇವಾಗ ಮಳೆಗಾಲಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆನೆ ಆನೆಕಲ್ ಮಳೆ ಬಿತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅದರಿಂದ ಇರೋ ಐಟಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬಾ ಡ್ಯಾಮೇಜ್ ಆಗಿ ರೈತರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬಾನೇ ನಷ್ಟ ಆಗಿದೆ. ನೋಡಿ, ಈ ಕ್ರೇಟ್ ಬಂದು 1600 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ 14 ಕೆಜಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಬೆಡ್ಡಿಂಗ್ 1.5 ಕೆಜಿ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ ದುಡ್ಡು. ಅದರಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗಿದೆ.
Unseasonal rains in April and May, which also fueled a fungal disease in the crop, has meant that price of tomatoes in the first week of June stood at 60 rupees. By July, it went up to 120 rupees. No wonder then that a vehicle transporting 2,000 kg of tomatoes was robbed recently.
ರೈತರುಗಳಿಗೆ ತೋಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಟೊಮೊಟೊ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕಿತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಭಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ ಅವ್ರೊಬ್ರು ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಬಡಬೇಕು ಆತರ ಆಗಿದೆ ಈಗ. ನಮಗೂ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಹೊತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಹೊಡೆದು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಯಾರೇನು ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಹಂಗಾಗಿದೆ ಈ ತರ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಇವಾಗ.
Some are shifting to tomato puree to save money. But for the good old South Indian sambar and rasam, you need the real thing. And people have to pay up or miss out on a daily staple.
टमाटर, प्याज एंड कोरिएंडर, कोथिमीर, ये सब्जी जो भी है ना, ये बेसिक है. जब हम लोग बेसिक चीजें नहीं खरीद पाते हैं तो हम कैसे जिएंगे. हमने 40 रुपए में भी टमाटो खरीदा है, 30 रुपीज में भी हमने टमाटो खरीदा है. अभी जो टमाटो का प्राइस है 130 रुपया. अभी एक दिन पहले 130 रुपया था, आज 120 रुपया टमाटो है. हम लोग पहले जो है क्वांटिटी आधा किलो लेते थे, अभी 2 टमाटर में हम लोग कम चला रहे.
Across India, it's a similar situation. In western UP's Hapur, 2,100 kilometers away from Bengaluru, tomatoes retailed today for a whopping 200 rupees a kg. Tomato prices have soared in Karnataka. In June, it stood at 60 rupees, July 140 rupees. In Uttar Pradesh, 60 to 80 rupees in June, 150 to 200 rupees in July. Moving to Rajasthan, it was 40 rupees in June. Today, it is 160 rupees. And in Assam, 60 rupees in June and 120 rupees in July.
तो ये जो टमाटर है आज कितने रुपए किलो है आज टमाटर?
200 रुपए किलो भैया।
अच्छा, तो उससे पहले कितना बेचा आप लोगों ने?
नहीं, उससे पहले तो हम 80 रुपए किलो 60 रुपए किलो बहुत बिकता था, लेकिन अब सारे दिन में 2-3 करेट बिकते हैं.
अच्छा,
जब बिकती थी 10-12 करेट.
अच्छा,
50-60 रुपए किलो में.
तो उसकी वजह क्या है? टमाटर के जितने
महंगाई की वजह से आप ले नहीं पाता हर आदमी.
Even the Department of Consumer Affairs has now stepped in to stabilize prices. They have asked for increased procurement from Maharashtra, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh and are planning to distribute at discounted prices according to a press release. Most vegetable vendors in Bengaluru claim that all their earnings are exhausted in procuring tomatoes. Around 70% of vegetables are transported to Bengaluru from Kolar. And with prices of these tomatoes standing at 140 rupees per kg, these vendors also say that they can hardly make even a profit of 10 rupees. With camera person Kumar, Pratibha Raman in Bengaluru for NDTV.
Well, as Pratibha mentioned, the Ministry of Consumer Affairs has asked two key cooperatives federations to procure from Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Maharashtra, the states where tomato is grown, and sell them at locations seeing the highest price jump. The ministry hopes to make stocks at cooperatives available to consumers from this Friday onwards. Southwest India, remember, contributes to about 58% of the country's total tomato produce. Joining us now is Professor Ashok Gulati, one of India's foremost experts on agriculture. Sir, thank you very much for speaking with us. Today at Kolar APMC yard, 15 kilograms of tomatoes were sold at over 2,200 rupees. We've seen these prices of tomatoes skyrocket over the last week. What's really causing this? Is there something more than the unseasonal rains and crop loss due to disease? Something we're missing in this entire thing?
Well, the reality is that there have been unseasonal rains that have hit the production, and normally during the monsoon season, the supply lines get disrupted, and it's only those people who really want to have tomatoes at any cost, they would put this price. Otherwise, you and me can easily avoid it for a few days. It's a temporary phenomenon, not going to stay for a year. It's a matter of maybe 15 days, maybe a month, and the next crop will start coming and getting streamlined.
Well, really, what's the forecast? We know about the unseasonal rains, but what's really the forecast going forward? Any measures that can be taken to immediately stop this or perhaps stabilize prices over a period of time?
So we have to find a solution that can stabilize the value chain.
Okay.
And there are two types of things that we need to do in the medium to long run. One, when there is a glut, we have to process tomatoes into something like tomato puree. The entire advanced world is using tomato puree as one of the basic ingredients in the kitchen. Okay. So you can switch when the fresh tomato prices are high to these tomato purees. The excise, the GST on that is about 12% today, which needs to be brought down to 5%. And it's a somewhat a newer product for the Indian cuisine, but all the world over it is the basic thing that is used. So that can stabilize and take the pressure off the fresh. Second is on the production front. How do you protect the farmers? Okay. When there are unseasonal rains or there is a heat wave, even that can impact the production. Now, in the advanced world, quite a bit, you look at China, a lot of tomato and very high productivity tomato is being produced under poly houses. They are protected cultivation. So we need to invest in moving away from this open fields to protected cultivation for some of these crops, which can give much higher productivity than we are having it right here, and also protect from heat waves and extreme unseasonal rains.
So when you were mentioning tomato purees as a potential solution, as a good South Indian, I must say that tomato puree cannot make it to a rasam. You can't have rasam with those tomato purees, so that's a disappointment for us. You've seen food prices over many years. Is there a forecast, like in a week, 10 days or a month before these tomato prices stabilize so that we can procure the real thing?
Safer limit would be after a month, it will subside and it will start coming down, the inflation rate. It will still be high unless big crop or next crop comes into action. And remember that July, August, the supply lines get disrupted because of the logistics problem. So this is a normal time when prices are at a higher swing. But if you definitely want a tomato in your sambar or anything else, be ready to pay for that. If you don't want tomato puri to be used, then pay 500 rupees or 1,000 rupees a kg.
500 to 1,000 rupees is a scary thought, sir, even for a connoisseur of rasam like myself. Well, thank you so much for speaking to us, Professor Ashok Gulati. We'll take a very short break on this bulletin, but the message coming across: you want the tomato, get ready to pay for it.